Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. We're going to be getting into a thing from Bounding into Comics. Is Harley Quinn the new face of the DC Extended Universe, or DCEU? And Harley Quinn has become increasingly popular since she debuted as Joker's main squeeze and hench girl in Batman the Animated Series, and her profile has risen ever more so after Margot Robbie played her in Suicide Squad. She was actually pretty good in Suicide Squad. I actually liked the extended edition a little bit better than the original, but it's still, I was not a big fan of the J. Leto Joker. Anyway, more and more emphasis is being placed on Harley subsequently, as she seemingly will be a fixture in years to come. Robbie stars as Quinn again in Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad, with more adventures in the offing, e.g., Gotham City Sirens. It all seems too perfect, as if part of the grander scheme of the part of Warner Brothers. At least that is what Comic Book Cast put forth in a discussion during their most recent podcast, in which they raised the question, who wants to see more Harley Quinn? It's all about her. If Birds of Prey is successful, they deduce, we will see more of Quinn, in a way that makes the extended universe centric around her. As one of them puts it, the others point out it's already is measurably. One said BOP is 90% her and 10% everyone else. The complete title is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. After all, she is kicked out by the Joker and is forced to move on with her life, sans her pudding, or her puddin'. Harley's ability to stand on her own is put to the test in many ways, starting there. And CBC theorizes the self-actualizing persona is where the studio is going, citing the Underworld movies, which star Kate Beckinsale as a fierce female vampire death dealer, as an example of how it could work. From there, the standpoint well, it's cheap to make Harley Quinn movies, so just shove these out there and we'll see how they do. Because it's going to turn into that Underworld scenario where if you invest X amount, you get X amount back every time, so just keep doing it. Fourth wall and soft reboots. CBC's pundits see Warner adding Deadpool's fourth wall breaking to the equation, starting with the DC Universe cartoon featuring Kaylee Cuoco. Okay, whatever. As we've heard, BOP is supposed to have an element of that, but one of the panel contends Harley Quinn will only narrate the story. They then posit WB, or posit, whatever, POSIT, I don't know what that word means, WP calling for reshoots to make their movie more postmodern. In the DCEU animated show is successful. That's exactly what I feared. They're starting to get into the SJW nonsense. What do they think? Harley Quinn is 100%, or what they do with Harley isn't 100% concrete yet. Despite current plans, the CBC acknowledges WB's direction keeps shifting. One of them remarks on the Suicide Squad status as a sequel soft reboot with connections to the first movie, especially Quinn's relationship with the Joker. How far Warner drifts from that hinges on Birds of Prey doing well, they conclude. I guess Birds of Prey will be the deciding factor, whether people show up to that or not, and what it does. If that movie entertains me a lot, I'll be all for it. He has reviews, probably won't affect anything since they didn't in the aftermath of Suicide Squad, and then professes his view the follow-up will be good. because of James Gunn. Pushing Harley Quinn to the forefront is a predictable move when you consider a vested interest Margot Robbie has taken into adapting the character. Taking a page out of her countryman Hugh Jackman's book of Wolverine, Harley is Robbie's pet project, her ticket to the top. And she and Warner can fill in the gaps however they like, which they are, as CBC points out. Casual audiences don't know much about Harley's origin or the grimmer parts of her story. A lot of people don't know anything about Harley Quinn, and that's kind of why they're rewriting so she is in the Warner Brothers universe. Because if you sit there and go back to who she was originally, you're like, oh wow, this is really messed up. Joker seduced her into joining the dark side like the Suicide Squad, but that isn't where the madness ends. Their tryst is so toxic and abusive, Harley has been left near death. At certain points, mad love comes to mind. Those elements are being toned down, and Harley is fast becoming a figure of female empowerment for DC. CBC calls it Harley's 180, that, from a marketing standpoint, one panelist suggests Harley's marketability is highest among female cosplayed and the merchandise aimed at girls. In closing, they leave the topic on a wait-and-see note, remarking how they'll be back in 5 months talking about how Birds of Prey will affect the DCEU if it sparks any crossovers. You see, this is the thing. Them saying that it's going to be a whole female empowerment and whatever, and toxic and abusive relationship with her Joker and whatnot, well, she actually, I remember an interview. I was watching the special features of Batman v Superman. And they talk during the Wonder Woman, the man, or the Warrior, the Myth, and the Wonder featurette, they have Margot Robbie on here. Basically against the whole third wave feminist narrative and all that crap. And this is a direct quote I'm about to read. Definitely, the industry has jumped on board with the whole idea of female empowerment, female-driven characters, and female-driven stories, and things like that. I think the mistake we might be making with that is segregating it. Like, this is a female story, this is a female this, and that is a man's story. It's just a story, and it's just a person. And trying to make it a girl thing is the biggest mistake you can make. Margot Robbie's own words, people. Back then, she was completely against the sort of crap that they're doing nowadays. It's a shame that actors can't stick to their own guns when venturing opinions and making statements, because SJW Hollywood seems to be choking the life out of free speech nowadays. Anyway, that's the video. You guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. I have the It Chapter 2 movie poster giveaway still going. It's going to be going on till October 1st. All you have to do is go to that video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and comment what is the only Disney Star Wars product, meaning it's either a movie, it's a show, or something that I like. I have said it in many of my previous videos, so that's your only hint. There's only one thing that I liked from Disney Star Wars. If you can go back into my older videos, you'll be able to find it out. Comment in the It giveaway video, or the It poster giveaway video, what it is, and you will have successfully entered. Anyway, this has been Orange Hat Reviews. I'll catch you all on the next one.